we got big 11.1.5 stuff to get into today, and a little bit of current stuff, so let's just dive straight in. Here we go. Liberation of Undermine, Gallywix LFR Wing is available this week, and even if you've already outgeared it, which some people, of course, already have, actually probably a lot of people have, it still might be worth it to do it. First off, you can get some tier gear out of this by getting the Curio, and of course, the Jaster Diamond Ring. That's right, this ring is actually a biz ring for a lot of people. It's got an interesting effect where you take credit from your allies' deeds. Once every 12 seconds, gaining 66 of your highest stat priority up to 10 times. So this thing can stack pretty crazy. It's got a little bit of a different thing on it where if you have a 10% chance to get caught in the act transferring your credit to an ally, so you end up buffing one of your allies, parsers would get very angry if that in fact happened. But it is a biz ring for some people, so this is probably for a lot of people actually. So this is something you can get. Its item level is a little bit more pumped because it's an ultra rare item, so getting it will be a 639 item level, which is actually still pretty damn viable for a lot of people. And then of course you could still get the mount. If you're a mount chaser, the prototype ASMR mount, it's a cool looking mount. I personally have it because I got some streamer privilege, honestly, and a viewer gave it to me. What can I say? It's good to be a streamer sometimes. It's one of my favorite mounts right now. I ride it around everywhere. It's a good looking mount, and yes, what the hell? This is not the mount. Anyways, you can go ahead and get it off of this, off the LFR version of this raid as well. It's a rare drop, but it can drop for you. 11.1 hotfixes are in after the reset as well, so we have some little fixes here for Devastation, Evoker, and Hunters. And then some delves, we see some different changes up here, a few little fixes to some issues that were occurring in Demolition Dome and Nightfall Sanctum. And then we see more dungeon and raid nerfs here, a few nerfs to Operation Mechagon, or Operation, I should say, Floodgate, changing up there. And then Priory of the Sacred Flame, seeing a little issue change here. The Rookery also seeing a little bit of a nerf on some of these abilities. Health reduction here for Theater of Pain on Oppressive Banners. So nice little changes here. And then Liberation of Undermine, we actually reviewed it just the other day. A bunch of mythic nerfs, of course, and heroic and normal nerfs as well. So the game just getting easier. It's a pretty easy season, I'll be honest. If you're new to the game or you left during Season 1 because it was overly difficult, Season 2 is a completely different story, much more accessible for people. Mugsy's skip quest is a little bit bugged right now. So if you weren't aware of this, on your current raid track, your renowned raid track, you can unlock the ability to get the raid skip. Now, once you complete the quest, you get the renown, you complete the quest, you'll have the raid skip. What's weird right now is usually the raid skip is limited to the quest version that you've killed. So if you've done it on normal, and the normal version of the raid, you completed the quest, you get the raid skip for normal. Evidently, you can get the raid skip on any difficulty right now by killing Mugsy, which makes no sense. This could be a bug. This could have already been hotfixed for all I know, but I'm reporting on it just in case it hasn't been. Right now, you can basically take the quest for heroic, kill Mugsy on normal, and get the heroic level raid skip. So, I mean, it's nice, I guess, for people who want to skip parts of the raid, but right now a lot of people could still get gear from all the heroic bosses leading up to Mugsy. So unless you're like just pushing to get to Gallywix, maybe this is worth it for you, but otherwise it's a weird little bug and might end up getting fixed. Moving on to 11.1.5 news. We got the official splash screen. Now, we did see the splash screen before, but that one had some changes to it. So this is now probably the new official splash screen. It has a cooldown manager on here. Track your cooldowns by enabling this feature in your settings menu. So I guess this is not going to be enabled by default. So you're going to have to go in and enable this thing. This is all the new cooldown tracking, getting rid of some of those weak auras and other things that track this stuff currently. Coming soon, Dastardly Duos. So it looks like Dastardly Duos, the new kind of challenge mode that's coming with 11.1.5, will not be dropping when this in fact drops. So that's interesting, which means I still think we might be getting this thing by the end of April, because Dastardly Duos was kind of pegging people to make it think that this is coming later than that, because it was supposed to come after Children's Week, I guess. It looked based on the old splash screen. Well, now this is in fact coming after the launch of the patch, so it looks like we could be still getting this end of April. I'm sticking to that prediction. Horrific Visions Revisited, return to the depths of madness to experience new challenges and earn new rewards. Yes, Horrific Visions Revisited is going to be a pretty damn cool one. I'm excited for that. Speaking of Horrific Visions, Horrific Visions Revisited, we already know, is going to give a crazy, basically horrific vision-esque, void-esque enchant. Now, this enchant was supposed to be tied to your weapon. Blizzard got a lot of feedback on it. And it's no longer going to be a corrupted weapon enchant. It'll now be attached to your helm, which is great. Me as a Death Knight, I was like, what the hell am I going to do with a weapon enchant? I'm obviously using rune carving on my weapon, so that won't help me. So Blizzard, in fact, moved it to the helm. That's no longer going to affect people. And cool, we all get a new helm enchant. That's great, and we'll be able to use it to get even stronger than we currently are. This will probably be like a previous helm enchants. I remember we had one in Dragonflight where you just hang on to it. Every time you get a helm, you just keep using it to re-enchant. It's got a never-ending supply of enchants. It doesn't go away, so that's pretty cool. Unlocking Warbound gear via Horrific Visions. Now, this is an interesting one. So, if you get this Warbound Purifying Kit or the Enchanted Warbound Purifying Kit, you will be able to get Warbound gear from these Horrific Visions. Now, this will be either, Veteran Track or Champion Track gear, based on which one you do. So, how do you get these, first of all? Basically, to get the Warbound Purifying Kit, which will unlock veteran items to drop from your Horrific Vision runs, you have to use the Mask of Silagai? I don't know what the fuck this says. Soliloquy. What the fuck is this name? Anyways, using this mask and completing the run with it will unlock this Warbound Purifying Kit, which then will unlock the ability to get this gear, Veteran Track gear, from every other Horrific Vision run you do after. So that's great for your alts there, a nice way for them to gear out. Now, if you go beyond that and get the complete run full with all 5 masks, so you could use all 5 faceless masks, doing a full run with that and getting through it, will unlock the Enchanted Warbound Purifying Kit. This will unlock champion level gear, Warbound gear, for all of your future Horrific Vision runs. So this is going to be a great way to level up alts. I mean, running these things and just gathering up Warbound gear, especially champion level gear, is going to be really, really good for leveling up alts. And again, the Faceless Masks challenge, if you don't remember, those add different, like, corruption mechanics, basically. Pools of shit you gotta avoid. They make certain boss fights a little bit harder. They make certain elements of the runs a little bit harder. So they're basically challenge modes to these Horrific Visions. There's going to be achievements to be had with these masks as well, so you're going to double stack on that stuff. But getting this for your little alts and stuff like that is going to be very cool. Can we get the Faceless title again? I don't know if it's going to be... There are titles to be had from the Faceless Masks. I don't know if they're going to be slightly different than previous titles, but yes, there will be title achievements based on the Faceless Masks. We did look at previously. I couldn't remember if it was based on the previous title that was given or a newer version of that, but there are titles to be had. I do know that. We did look at an article that did go into depth about that stuff, so we'll see how those titles work out. But yes, plenty of achievements to be had with those Faceless Masks as well. And then finally, you'll be able to change the color of your gear. Not tinting. I'm talking about the title colors. So it looks like and a new accessibility feature is being added in 11.1.5 that will allow you to change the item quality color. So I'm talking about, legendaries have orange names. What's it called? Epic items have purple names. The typical naming nomenclature when it comes to items. Well, you'll be able to change that. So here you see somebody changed it to red. I'm not going to lie, I'll never do this shit because change confuses the fuck out of me in the game. But for you specifically, if you want to change it and, hey, make a legendary or epic or rare item no longer blue, you want to make it red, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. This is a little accessibility feature. Good for those of you, I guess, who are a little bit colorblind. Hey, I never even thought about that. But if you're blue colorblind or something, then rare items always just looked weird to you, probably. So I will never use that. No, neither will I. But a nice little feature for people who will need it. And that is all in terms of news.